ginormous guys or gorilla nuts if I'm shoving vials of HMG and HCG in me while on cycle. What is up, everyone? It's Bruce. I hope everyone is doing well. Today's ASMR sip of some black coffee, followed up by a secondary ASMR sip of some core power. All right, this is going to be a generalized video. I don't know what we'll title it, but anyone using exogenous testosterone or doing any sort of bodybuilding cycle, in my opinion, should, at this point, this should be shared to everyone, be using a luteinizing hormone mimetic and a follicle-stimulating hormone mimetic. So I'll have my editors throw these up. These are the two signalers to the gonads that help the brain make the connection to the penis. And this is what really results in all the issues around getting off chronic abuse, issues on chronic abuse, and overall quality of life doing TRT, HRT. HRT being 60 to like 185, what I would consider HRT. TRT would be like, 200. Bodybuilder TRT would be like 250 a week, but that's pretty much like, that's like a small cycle in my mind. Not like for massively blasting, but you could maintain a significant amount of tissue on 250 if it was built over a long period of time. You would want to consider your entire enhanced bodybuilding career do HCG, HMG, or RFSA, reconstituted follicle-stimulating hormone. So these drugs should be in everyone's setup. Everyone's setup. You're going to get more results. Your central nervous system is going to turn over faster. You have better libido. You're going to have a bigger fucking cock. You're going to have more mental clarity as you run your AR hard as fuck. Your GABA system is going to keep up with it better. And you're going to be maintaining the thing that people get driven nuts over in my DM box at Russo Lifts. Zach, I can't tell you how many people need their fertility recovered after years of abuse. My first question, would you run HCG during all your abuse? What's HCG? HCG is what's going to keep your testicles on while you abuse gear. HMG is going to help there too with the follicle-stimulating hormone. Follicle-stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone. HCG, a mimetic of luteinizing hormone, follicle-stimulating hormone. HMG is a mimetic of that. Or you could just get reconstituted follicle-stimulating hormone, which is crazy. The sexual aggression of that drug is wild. Right now, that is going to help you as you destroy your androgen receptors with a systemic androgen receptor load that is super physiological that you would never really see in the wild, right? You would never have this chronic boom, all the AR like bing, 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 bing all the fucking time. The GABA system's being torched. The brain to penis connection will be severed eventually. You will then face recovering that, and especially with trend abuse, it may take forever. And when you read into these fertility studies of what dosages of HCG are used, they're massive. It's massive dosages. It's over a long period of time. It's the sperm quality's got to come back, and it basically comes down to I fucked up and pooned my CNS out of whack by abusing gear. And if I spend decent money on HCG and HMG during all this abuse and I constantly kept it in there, the headache of if like, hey, this bodybuilding drug abuse lifestyle, I'm kind of over it. I want to do something else with my life. The gym cell life, it might be for Russo who likes to, feel that energy in his eyes and have that electricity and tenacity, but I'm over it. It's not the same thing as it is for Ryan, right? So I'm done. I'd like to get off. I'd like to start a family. I'd like to fully clean cut come off. Well, If you kept those lights on with HCG and HMG the entire time, it would still be a battle to recover all that baseline shit. But you would be in a much better position than someone that just let their nuts... Zach, there's like bodybuilders that have nuts that like, they get so small they go back inside their body, right? And one of the most famous bodybuilders, Rich Piana, is like, so like if you're not shrinking, just makes your dick look bigger. You know, that was his like lines over that. Like, we can stop that. Like, I can have fucking ginormous fucking cum geyser fucking gorilla nuts if I'm shoving vials of HMG and ATG in me while on cycle, okay? I can maintain that and keep that going while blasting. And it might impact my look water retention wise and shit like that. But for the general viewer watching who abuses stuff, this is stuff that you should be spending money on. And I have tons of plugs. Google Ryan Russo Linktree. Tons of plugs for ATG and HMG. This needs to be spent monthly. And you will notice I have better mental clarity on TRT. I have less anxiety on TRT. I have better brain to penis connection. My sperm count remains better, right? Better. My sperm volume remains better. I notice that overall my fullness is better. Like, a big thing with trend is like, you look good at the start, and then Andrew, you notice as the trend abuse goes, they turn into this deflated raisin. Okay? You're revving your CNS the fucking into the ground. Okay? The HCG HMG is going to come in there, obviously doing massages, working on, you know, moving your mind around on synthetic androgens that have altered your mind, and accepting that synthetic androgens have altered your mind. There's other things you could do. But if I had to say one thing that I hoped every single motherfucker that ever put a fucking synthetic androgen in their fucking ass, mouth, fucking shoved way up their ass, sublingual, nasal spray, whatever the fuck to get the synthetic androgen in and you becoming enhanced, I would like you to know about HCG and HMG and just be like, okay, I'm going to spend money on this. I'm not going to do enclomiphene on cycle. I'm just going to do HCG and HMG. And I'm just going to roll with that while I'm on these androgens to replace the levels of LH and FSH that are going to crash. You're just replacing the levels with mimetics while I'm on the synthetic androgen cycle. You will thank me. You will thank me. Nothing is like more problematic than this wife, Zach, that wants the baby now. Andrew, that's funny. Me and Carolyn have been following this enhanced bodybuilding couple where she just like went on. She's like, yeah, his sperm quality sucks. He abused people. Just fucking like, she's a massive following in this giant ass, right? So like, Russo's obviously looking at the ass, destroying this dude. And it's like, you're making an embarrassment out of him when all he didn't have the education on was HCG and HMG. That's it. That's it. And it's a celebrity influencer couple that he's getting run through the ringer for what? This information's not just so publicly available that in every gym some bro's like, hey man, you should run HCG and HMG on that cycle. You'll feel better. You'll get more results. You'll have better brain activation from the systemic androgen load, and you'll feel better. You'll have that connection to your testes. They'll never shut off. And when people like, oh, it shrinks your, like, Andrew, like, Zach, they're all be like, oh, Russo has, like, no nuts now. And in my head, like, even as a tiny nerd, like, still enhanced, I'm like, I'm doing clomiphene and clomiphene HCG, HMG. I have bigger fucking balls than you. And that's just fucking facts, nerd facts, right? And that's just because I did my homework on that shit. So we need to just get over this. All right. HCG, HMG, these should become like the trend. Make them as popular as trend. And a lot of the issues will resolve with HCG and HMG just being like a throw that in there. That's a mandatory throw that in there. Yeah, that's a lot of vials a month. Personally, I think like a vial of each a week. That's a lot of vials. That's an added expense. Bodybuilding is a stupid, expensive, crazy, overglorified lifestyle, which I personally find it comical, and I find all the grandioseness about it to my liking. But at the end of the day, those two compounds will save you so much headache that you will be bewildered that it's not common knowledge for everyone to use them. And if you need to get them, Google Ryan Russo Linktree. I will see you guys in my next video.